the program Power to Unite with Elvira. This week, I'm very happy and really I felt so honored that our special guest today, whom I know is so busy but took time out to be with us because it's a very interesting to understand the life of a career person. You know, who is she? She is none other than Ambassador Millicent Paredes. What are we going to talk about? Please stay tuned because this will be something that will inspire you sa pagbabalik po ng Power to Unite with Elvira. Maraming salamat po, Ambassador Tinta, for taking time to be with us. It's an honor for the program Power to Unite to be able to come here to meet you and your moral support to the team, you know, accepting our invitation to be our special guest during the opening, you know. It's a boost, you know, to the Filipino community because you showed you really care. You know, you are proud because as an ambassador, you represent our country. And with all the problems we are now encountering, your presence, you know, to show to the crowd, to the community that here we are, the country is still beautiful. But before we talk about it, I wanted to know, how come you choose to be a career or let's say an ambassador? What inspired you to choose this field? Because there are so many, you can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can be a teacher. Why choose this one when everybody is trying to take away? Because, you know, there's a lot of problem being in the diplomatic.
Yes.
You know, every 4 years or 6 years, you have been assigned here. So stability in the family is not very, very strong.
Correct.
So why choose this one?
Well, it was not really a planned choice. It just so happened that I was already employed at that time, and then I came across this advertisement. Recruiting foreign service officers. I didn't even know what it meant. Hindi ko alam kung ano ibig sabihin ng foreign service officer. But the advertisement said that this person graduated from college a few years ago and now this afternoon he's gonna attend a UN meeting. So it was sort of an attractive proposition. So I took the exam, which is it was a difficult exam. It was a series of exams. And then I was fortunate enough to pass it. And then that's when I understood what it meant that we become diplomats and we serve both in the Home Office in Manila. Our mother unit is the Department of Foreign Affairs. And then when we serve outside, then we serve as diplomats in embassies or consulates general all over the world. So, yun po ang nangyari. Of course, just like in any other organization, we go up the ranks. So now I'm an ambassador and I'm happy to serve the Philippines here in the Kingdom of Thailand. Maraming salamat po na na-involve ako dito sa program ninyo. I know that you put a lot of effort and resources. So it's my own way of contributing to your effort, to your noble project. So, of course, I will support you habang nandito po kayo sa Thailand.
So that means to say, you believe in destiny. You're chosen for a reason, right?
Absolutely, yes.
And because you pass it, because our country needs good ambassador. And I admire more the career who rose from the rank. It's not very easy. It takes a lot of tests, written and oral tests.
Yes.
You know, it's not just one day. It takes months, you know. So the hardship you have undergo, yes, you were able to pass the exam, but later on, you have to start from the scratch to learn and grope your way, you know, before you reach this status.
Correct.
It's not an easy one.
Yes.
But what is fulfilling is because the merit, you deserve what you are and who you are today, you know, because it's not political appointee, but career. And I'm very interested because I want to encourage the younger generation, it's not very, very easy to be in the diplomatic circle, in the foreign service, but with patience,
Yes.
with the desire to be, the ambassador of our country, to showcase the beauty of our country, I think this is what we need to inspire them.
Yes.
So you mentioned you were already working when you saw this advertisement, When you were young, what really is your dream? Do you dream to be in the career, in the foreign service?
Absolutely. Well, because as you grow up, you get exposed to a lot of professions. So initially, one of my very first few dreams at that time, teacher, because I was exposed to my teachers, di ba? It's such an inspiring character in the very early stages of your life.
Yeah.
So I thought I wanted to be a teacher. And then suddenly, na-expose din ako sa madre. So suddenly, I wanted to be a nun.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually, I wanted to be a doctor because my late mother was a doctor. We are a family of doctors. I have 2 siblings who are doctors.
Okay.
My firstborn, my panganay, is now a doctor,
Okay.
a young doctor who just graduated and is now entering into residency training. I have a niece and a nephew who are also doctors. So we are a family of doctors. So I thought I wanted to become a doctor. But as you go along in life, you are exposed to more options. For a while, I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. But somehow, somewhere along the way, I was not getting the fulfillment that I was looking for. But I already started studying law. But no, I knew at the very early stage that it's not a career that I would want. And then eventually, as you said, as you mentioned, parang fate would lead you to the right path. And so I found myself becoming a diplomat. But again, it's not easy. Hindi lang po papasa ng exam.
Yes.
It's a continuing challenge, especially for us female ambassadors or female diplomats, because we are also we are also mothers, we are also wives. We have a family to attend to. So it becomes doubly challenging because hindi lang kami nakatutok sa career, nakatutok din kami sa pamilya. So I even had this experience of being taken out of my maternity leave a few days from the end of my maternity leave because I was being given a position of responsibility. And I had to take it. I had
no choice.
I didn't have any choice. It was an order. So it's really very hard that you are both a mother and a wife and a diplomat at the same time. So just to share with you, my youngest daughter is the most feisty of all my children. She was the one who would ask me, saying, "Mama, why did you choose to become a diplomat and leave our family like this?" Every time I would tell the family that, in a few days' time, I would have to leave for abroad to attend meetings and stay away from the family for several days. So siya yung isang anak ko, my only boy, would just cry quietly. But my youngest daughter would ask, "Why did you choose to become a diplomat and leave our family like this?" So finally, when I got deployed as ambassador here in Thailand, my children were already difficult to uproot because my oldest child was already in medical school. My middle child was in senior high school preparing to enter college in the Philippines, so he didn't want to be uprooted anymore. So it was only my youngest child who was portable for me to bring her here to Thailand. So she studied here for 3 years. But again, she had this question to me, asking me, "Mama, why did you choose to become a diplomat and break up our family like this?" because that was the very first time that my family had to be separated.
Yes, yes.
My husband had to stay behind because our two children couldn't be uprooted anymore. So they're there in Manila, and then myself and my youngest daughter, we were the ones who went here to Bangkok. She studied here for 3 years. Until last year, she decided to go back to Manila because she wanted to start her high school and keep all 4 years of her high school intact in Manila. So last year, iniwan niya ako. So now, I'm alone here in Bangkok and all of them are based in Manila.
Itutuloy po namin ang aming magandang pag-usapan sa pagbabalik ng Power to Unite with Elvira.
Paint the world with love, every shade like the stars up above.
So, Ambassador Tinta, you know, just the sacrifices that a diplomat has to
Yes.
endure. The family life is really very
Yes.
difficult, you know.
Correct.
But the way you were telling me your story, especially about the family, the risks you are taking, the sacrifices.
Yes.
Is your daughter, the youngest one, who is really feisty, but she got your character.
Yes.
Without your knowing
Correct.
it, you know, she will question you why choose this, but you will be surprised.
Yes.
She will choose this field because of the exposure.
Yes.
Without your knowing, you are her idol. She might tell you something, but she's already observing, why is
Yes.
Mama, you know, doing this? That's
Yes.
how I look at it. I'm not surprised if one day, Mama, I'm going to,
Maybe,
you
yes,
know,
yes.
because she's really very like you.
Yes.
Now, and telling me the background of your family, that your parents are doctors, it's the same problem as a career. Because the doctors always go out emergency,
Yes.
stay in the hospital.
Yes.
Maybe for you, it's a lot easier to take this career, the path that you have chosen, because it also happened to you where your parents are both busy in the hospital.
Yeah.
You were taken care of maybe by your
Yes.
relatives or yaya.
Yep.
So when you
Correct.
accepted and say, this is the path that I like, this is my career,
Yes.
it's because deep inside you know already, you're exposed to that. That's why you have the gut
Yes.
to continue. Kasi kung ang parents mo were there, they are not doctors, baka you will think twice.
Yep.
Hindi mo kakayanin, di ba?
Just to correct, my late father was a professor of the University of the Philippines, College of Engineering. My late mother was a doctor, a university doctor also of the University of the Philippines. And it's really both of them, I was inspired by the fact that both of them served in government. They served the community. My father was not only a professor, he was also a scientist, researching into alternative sources of fuel. His main line of research was coconut oil as fuel for diesel engine.
Yeah.
So it was, I would think he was ahead of his time. That was in the 70s, and he was already looking at sustainability, environmental concerns.
Yeah.
So he was looking for alternative fuel that is renewable compared to, for example, the crude oil that we know. And then my mother, of course, served in the community. She was not only a university doctor, she was also into public health. And both of them served in the university. All their children studied in UP because we had free education,
Yes.
because my parents were employees of the university. So in my mind, how else can I give back to country? It's the country, it's the taxpayers' money who educated me. So how else should I give back, but also to serve in government? And this is my way also of
But
giving back.
I'm glad, Ambassador, you really corrected me because when you said you come from the family of doctors,
Mga
you know,
kapatid ko po.
Oo.
Mga kapatid
And
ko
then
doktor.
your doctor, people pala, mga professor, you know,
Yes.
they have this doctorate degree,
Correct.
you know. Pero maganda rin kasi nakikita mo, di ba, yung unang sabi mo, you wanted also to be a teacher.
Yes.
So, nakikita mo
Correct.
na
Because my father was also a teacher.
your
Yes.
influence, yung their
Yes.
dedication to serve the country. Kaya
Correct.
lang, the same thing, hindi ka man naging teacher o professor, pero you are also serving the country.
Yes.
May genes ang pamilya ninyo na, kaya I'm sure, the
Sinuwerte lang
younger-
po, sinuwerte.
No, it's not. It's really because without your knowing it, talaga you're destined to be. And I'm very, very proud to have met you, no? So nakita natin ngayon, in some way, bakit itong pinili mo? Bakit hindi mo pinag-isipan twice na I will sacrifice my family? Kasi as you said, it's very difficult for a woman to be a mother,
Yes.
to serve the country as a diplomat, you know.
Yes.
At least as an ambassador, okay. Pero kung nung umpisa ka pa lang, training, you were... Tsaka isang mahirap kasi, na-approve ang pamilya.
Yes, correct,
4
correct.
years dito ka,
Yes.
minsan 2 years dito ka.
Correct.
You have to be ever ready.
Yes.
Pag sinabi, ma-assign ka doon kahit ayaw mo. Di ba? So, ang sasabihin mo, pwede ba sa iba? You cannot choose. No? Kasi nakikita sinong personality.
Yes.
Di ba? Nakikita sa biodata nyo. So, ang nakikita ko, ang pinakamaganda na challenge sa mga diplomats right now, whether consul ka o career ka, di ba, o ambassador, is the ASEAN. Kasi ang ASEAN is so diverse, you will be trained, you know, a lot better than without your knowing it, di ba?
Yes.
Kaysa na lang sa Europe, matrain ka man doon, magandang bansa, but no challenge at all. Di ba? Ang aasikasuhin mo, karamihan mga migrants, you know, so it's quite different. Dito maraming aspect. So, mas mahirap pag na-assign kayo sa ASEAN countries.
Well, I would say we have different types of challenges because in Europe, ang nakikita kong challenge dyan, hindi lang po sa migrant workers, kung hindi how to make representations such that we could make an impact. Because unlike, for example, in ASEAN, we are really very important in the ASEAN capitals because we are part of this organization. In Europe, we are also, we need to do double time to make our presence felt. Dahil siyempre sa Europe, mas importante sa kanila yung mga kapitbahay din nila, mga Europeans.
European.
Pero we are also important to them and it's just really a matter of
Making
knowing.
your presence felt.
Correct.
That the Philippines is also an important
Yes.
country.
So I wouldn't really
yan,
discount the fact na importante din ang mga ibang foreign service post natin outside of ASEAN. Lahat po kami may kanya-kanyang challenges and I'm sure all the Filipino diplomats are competent to make our marks felt all over the world.
Yeah, because tama ka eh. Iba-iba ang challenge pag na-assign kayo sa Europe, sa
Aha.
America, you know, sa South America,
Yes.
sa Africa, di ba?
Yes.
Iba-ibang klase, maraming kalaban.
Correct.
No, but you have to feel, kaya ko ba yan?
Yes.
But the way I ask, bakit nakikita ko, very interesting ang to be assigned in
Trabaho.
ASEAN country
Yes.
kasi marami kang matutuhan
Correct.
dito.
Actually,
You
for
know?
example, dito po sa Bangkok, it's really it's a very interesting post kasi hindi lamang bilateral relations natin with Thailand ang trabaho ko.
Yes.
Especially since we had a milestone anniversary last year, 75 years of bilateral relations with Thailand. So we had to celebrate that. We had to announce to the world that we have a strong bilateral ties with Thailand. At ito na, ang pruweba na 75 years na ang ating relasyon. And then, of course, there's also the assistance to nationals aspect. Dahil 40,000 ang Pilipino dito sa Thailand. Most of whom are English teachers. So inaalagaan natin yan. Plus, marami ding mga side issues like the scam centers in Myanmar,
Yes.
in Cambodia, in Laos, na dito dumadaan sa Thailand ang mga Pilipino. So kami rin ang nag-aalaga sa mga nare-repatriate from, for example, the scam centers in Myanmar. Just a few days ago, nag-repatriate kami. I was at the airport at 6 a.m. dahil magre-repatriate kami ng 346 Filipinos from the scam centers, mga nabiktima sa scam centers sa Myanmar. So kami rin mag-aalaga dyan. At the same time, there's also the multilateral aspect because I am also the permanent representative of the Philippines to the UN here in Bangkok. May UN office dito dito sa Bangkok ang UN, ang United Nations. So ako rin ang ambassador ng Pilipinas sa UN sa Thailand. And there are a lot of international organizations that are holding the regional offices here sa Bangkok. So yan ang nakikipagsalamuha din kami sa mga. So that's the multilateral aspect of it.
Yeah, kaya makikita mo, Ambassador Tinta, it's not very easy because times is changing. You have to become, alert how you will respond to that.
Yes.
Yun, like you say, itong nangyayari yung sa border
Yes,
issue na yan.
correct.
It never happened before, right? But anyway, napakagandang usapan natin pero magbabalik po ang Power to Unite with Elvira.
Paint the world with love, every shade like the stars up above.
So, Ambassador Tinta, to be an ambassador, sa tutula is not very easy.
It's
You
not.
have to be strong as a
Yes.
person,
Yes.
ready to face the consequences, ready to face all the, sabihin natin, disintegration sometimes of family.
Yes.
Diba? What made you think you were able to withstand all the other challenges except yung na-experience? Sino yung sa tingin mo ang tumulong sa iyo to be strong in all these kind of, problems?
I think, of course, my parents. Meron kaming strong foundation in the family. So yung values na natutunan ko sa unang pamilya ko, meaning my parents and my siblings, is what is helping me now. Pagiging united namin as a family is also what is guiding me how to manage my own family now, meaning my husband and my children, into keeping our family intact even if we are, for example, physically away from each other, physically apart. But no, we have very strong faith. We have very strong ties. We continue to. I have to mention that every night, when we have the time, for example, if I don't have evening functions, or my husband, who's a lawyer back home, also doesn't have evening functions, then we make it the point to call, to do a video call, and thanks to technology, we're able to see each other, we're able to talk to each other, and most of all, we pray together in the evening, and then we also not only pray for ourselves, but we pray and recite the intentions of our friends. For example, if we have friends who are sick, or friends or relatives who passed away, then we always mention those intentions in our prayers. So in that way, I'm also able to teach, me and my husband are able to teach our children the values that we learned from our own parents. Because growing up, kami rin, very strong din ang aming faith, ang aming values. Araw-araw din kami nagro-rosaryo growing up. Every Sunday kami nagmimisa, nagsisimba as a family. So that is what I was able to bring to my own family now. So even if physically we are apart, then thanks to technology, we're still are able to pray together. So I think that is what is making me go to go on and do my work, and at the same time fulfill my obligations and my responsibilities to my family.
Tsaka isang maganda nakikita ko, your relationship with your husband. Ngayon ko naiintindihan, bakit nagagawa mo yung
Yes.
ganitong the children will be with the father because he's a lawyer. He's also very busy.
Yes.
But he stood as the father and mother,
Yes.
di ba? Yung respeto niya na
Yes.
na-realize ng husband mo na you have, sabihin natin, na a job to do for the country because you are representing the country, di ba?
Yes.
Ang mahirap lang kasi dito, minsan kahit ayaw mo, you're against, but you cannot because this is the chosen field. You have to defend your country, di ba?
Yes.
Yun ang kailang i-set aside, yung personal.
Yes.
Yan ang nakikita ko, napakahirap. Sa lahat ng mga diplomat, kahit na ASEAN, kahit na European, kahit minsan galit na, they have to be prim,
Yes,
and you know.
correct.
So, I think that kind of attitude is really admirable.
Yes.
Hindi ko kaya gawin yung gano'n kasi ako, sasabihin ko yung gusto ko, di ba? But anyway, napakaganda ng sharing po ni Ambassador Millicent Paredes. Siya po ang Philippine Ambassador to Thailand. Nakita natin, she survived all the challenges. Marami po, di ba? Pero it's very interesting to learn na maganda rin pala, no? Na nakikita natin as a mother, you know, then as a career serving the country, she has to think twice. Eh, babae pa yan. Kung lalaki yan, okay. But she has to sacrifice a lot dahil yung anak niya maliliit pa, yung iba nakakaintindi. But she has to choose between my country or my family. But she was able to withstand them because of her faith, because of the value that her parents, who are both university professors, na kahit very busy, had time for them. So na-instill po sa kanilang mind the importance of duty, responsibility, love, and family. No? So, alam ko po, marami pa tayong pag-uusapan. Kaya antabayan po ninyo ang susunod na episode natin with Ambassador Millicent Paredes. No? Siya po ang abangan nyo sa susunod na linggo dito. Part 2 po ito. And I'm sure you will really love more how she endured all the challenges that comes her way as the Philippine Ambassador to Thailand. Hanggang sa muli, dito po sa programa ng Power to Unite with Elvira.
Power to unite. Bless her now with heaven's grace. May her days be crowned with mercy. Till we see you face to face. Power to unite. Today we thank you for the gift her life has spun. Glory be to God the Father, through the Spirit in the Son.